I am Chris, the space-time sorcerer, and this is Tyranny. Last time, we had essentially gotten through the entire opening chapter of Tyranny, except for the final battle. That battle, we won, however, we then chose to betray our Scarlet cohorts and got our butts handed to us. The game had, the stream had been going on for so many hours that I decided at that point it was time to call it a close. So the beginning of this stream, we shall once again have to fight that final battle. This time, however, I am going to give the disfavored man his potions And I am going to see if we can annihilate the Scarlet Chorus again. If I fail this time to annihilate the Scarlet Chorus contingent, then I will give up on that path and just tolerate a Scarlet Chorus path. That is my current thought. Unless I choose to go almost all the way back to the beginning and consider, unless I choose to go almost all the way back to the beginning and see if I can force a path that favors the rebels and get them to surrender, which I've heard might be possible. At any rate, this will be a shorter stream than I normally do. I normally try to keep the stream running for 3 or 4 hours. However, this time it will have to be 2 hours. Because something interesting is happening in 2 hours, which I was not aware of until I had already scheduled the stream. And that something is an amusing pink rabbit is going to be talking about tulpas at 9 o'clock. That being said, she is not an occultist, so I have a sneaky suspicion she may have no idea what she's getting herself into. Most of the tulpa types don't know anything about esoteric shenanigans either. They think it's all a psychology game, and there may be a form that is a psychology game. However, in my experience of such things where tulpas are involved, it's usually some sort of external power that is pretending to be just another piece of your psyche. But everyone will have different experiences, so it's entirely possible that someone else will have a very different understanding of what's going on. So we will see, we will see. Alright, here we are again. This does in fact look like the final battle area. Here we go.
Will do.
Seeking Sheath.
Of course.
Alright. So we're forced to be in this position then. Shall I use the same one from before, or shall I use a different tactic? Also, I need to verify that my microphone is working properly. Yes, it is. Good. So you are the vanguard of Kairos' conquest, not as tall as I imagined, but we can't all choose our executioners. Already word of our defiance spreads throughout the lands. You're 7 kinds of stupid if you think our war ends here. Before you stands Captain Tarkisari, de facto leader of the dwindling Vendrian Guard, short, sunburned, and agitated even when standing still. Her body is a compact sculpture of muscle and bone, and her face is short on symmetry thanks to the scars and dents of a dozen brushes with death. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall, she chortles, pointing upward to the ceiling, its stone arches somehow supporting the massive weight of the spire overhead. Consider yourself fortunate some of the finest rulers of Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Truly there's no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers, Ari looks back to her cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been a privilege to lead and an honor to share in your final days. Taking a deep breath, she turns to you, waiting silently. I could use this bluff. Last time I used the lore, which caused one of the magicians to depart. This time, perhaps I should use subterfuge. I kind of want to know what happens differently. I'm but the first of your problems. The chorus and the disfavored are right behind me, and the one thing they have in common is a hatred of you. Fine. Fine, just more gristle to chew upon. However many friends you brought, we'll be happy to slay them all. The captain nods at her own words, but looks to her soldiers and sees unsettled faces looking back. Steady yourselves, this is our moment of glory! Her rallying shout echoes through the chamber, but does little to bolster the shaking morale of her crew. Well, I wonder if that results in them being easier to defeat or not. Seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. And what did taking Vendrian's well cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How goes the endless battle of the blade grave while you deal with us here? Ari laughs, wincing as she clutches her side. And tell me, are the Archons unified in victory? Did the armies bond in camaraderie over our deaths? Our stand here is the first of your problems. You've traded your kinsmen to slow the inevitable, nothing more. We've demonstrated that the armies of Kairos could be shamed by stubborn peasants. The Overlord's empire is vast, his armies numerous, his magic unstoppable, yet he cannot destroy our fighting spirit. Hardly the show of force I'd expect from a truly fearsome Overlord. I hope that argument keeps you warm in the emptiness of the void, guardsman. What did you hope to gain from your rebellion? Nothing that we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity, these things you can never take from us, she smiles, her eyes distant for a moment. The Vendrian Guard could never stand against all of Kairos' forces, but we can teach others to resist, and maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness, but I doubt it. You already use Kairos' currency, speak the language. Military control is a formality. Which one did I say last time? But that's just sophistry. Maybe I did say that before. Yes, armies and edicts are just two of the bloodier ways Kairos can control you. Any last words? Tell the voices of Nerat we are most thankful for his aid. We would not have made it this far without his support. All right. Boop. 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 Do I have what I need to have?
Not here to make.
You may as well attack that direction. It's probably best if we engage this way. Why not?
I got it.
Oh really? He's going to be like that, is... What a pain. You are unfortunately going to need to... Where is the appropriate ability?
Terrible. This is embarrassing.
Alright, let's see what we have going on here. I forgot to give him his potions, how very annoying. Alright, can I get a blur in, or no?
As you command.
What the heck is this shite? He's getting a little on the low side. Drink up, my friendo. It's probably best to engage this fool next. What what do we have going on? I haven't used your special abilities properly yet. Huh. That's a good idea. However, I'm not sure that I'm rigged properly for this. What do I got?
Where did all this blood come?
Oh, well, I might die during the initial, This is a bad sign. I might just plain... Okay, so I have learned that this is actually a worse tactic than the previous one. We might actually be SOL. This is not working out as hoped. It appears the lore method worked better because it got rid of one of the enemies faster. Oh boy. We are SOL, and yep. I am not inclined to wait for the inevitable at this point. Load again. Not inclined to wait for the inevitable there. All right. Now let's go back this way. Where was the overarching? Need to give this guy some flipping... Where's the party stash? Here we are. Party stash. Looks like I handed out all of the potions to everybody, so how about... Well, here's a lesser healing potion for you. Boop, take that. You should have this in the quick items section. What does a marshberry do again? Very interesting. Now... That's strange. Okay. How do I get this darn thing to separate? How annoying. I know we can get this to separate, I just cannot remember. Ah, here we go. Accept. Oop. Have a second. Back to you. Take them back. Thank you. You already handed one over. You should hand one or two over as well. One accept. Boop. Okay. There we go. And now that I have gone through all of that, save game once again. Save here. Accept. Bam. All right. Let us resume this. Let us see where we wind up. All right. Having this conversation all over again, we've talked about this before several times. I will go with the lore bluff, because that actually got rid of someone. Yay, one of them's gone. Bye-bye. Get back here, Ari shouts at the fleeing sage, but to no avail. What was I thinking, bringing cowardly scribes to a sword fight? Ebb was right about the lot of you. All right. What did you hope to gain? You would consign your whole realm to death because of your pride? And you would kill us for not bowing to your banner. I will not let some servile bully lecture me on the subject of pride. Sounds like you could stand to learn something about humility. It's a good thing you won't surrender. If you were a conscript, I would whip you to death. Seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. I'm not going to tell her anything about the fact that the Archons were feuding. Any last words? And she reveals that the voices of Nerot are a freaking traitor. In all likelihood, anyway. I think that's what she reveals. Okay, let's go after the... This time we attack the ranged. And I am going to go ahead, fireball the ranged caster. And fireball... Do you not have access to that right now for some reason? Alright, whatever, I suppose. You should be using this on the two of them. I will not have... Okay. Oh, you little bastard. Well, this is going to be annoying. Alright then, fine, return. Wow, I'm on my way to dying. The first time worked out fine. However, this time around, I'm just dying left and right. What the hell's going on? This is enough to make me want to restart the game. Alright. Drink your potion, please. And now... Alright. What do we got? I don't like this. I do not like how this is going one single bit. Do you have the ability to use that pothole? Pulse pit, here we go.
On it.
There we go. Concussive bolts, that might do a good job. Take that one out. You're about to go down again. Do you have any heals yet? No. Painful. Use that ability then.
They never had a chance.
Oh dear. I don't think I'm going to have enough health to seriously deal with the Scarlet chorus guys when they arrive. Unless I get spontaneous healing immediately after this fight, which would be nice. She is about to go down. Nobody has any heals available for her. What about this? Healing wisps? That might work. Right. And she's already out cold. Fuck. This is miserable. And he's about to go down. Drink your poke. And he's down. Wow! Once again, I can't seem to catch a break. Well, this is just peachy. Just flipping peachy. Fireball you.
Nice.
That one rammed me hard.
Painful. Absolutely painful. Incredibly infuriating. Go down again, please.
Will do.
Time to change weapons.
Alright. Alright. What does this do? Iron tolling? Oof. This is not working out for me in the slightest. And I think he just went down. We're screwed, basically.
Pull yourself
Wow.
together.
Wow. Wow. This is really bad. How many times can I permit myself to let this happen before I give up? And who... She took a heal.
Damn my eyes.
And we're about to have a complete and total destruction. We're dead.
I require needle and thread. So
And we are dead. We are dead again. Load. Wow, I was doing so well when I did this last week. This time I just can't seem to stay alive. It's the pain. The pain of waiting a week between playing this game, actually. That's really what it boils down to. It's just the pain of waiting a week playing this game.
On it.
This time, we'll attack the water mage first. Yes, 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 we have had this a million times. Lore in order to make the sage run away so we have fewer enemies to deal with. And... what'd you hope to gain? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You know what, I have not used this line yet, so on the theory that I'm probably going to die anyway. We are hopeless, not witless. Our eyes and ears tell us much. Shari covers her mouth, stifling a smile. I will die happy knowing your invasion will grind to a halt as the two Archons tear each other to pieces over the title of victor. Perhaps my only regret is not living to see which child king will win. If you're so eager to fall on my blade, stop prattling and come at me, or are you gutless as well? Any last words? Tell the voices of Nerat we are most thankful for his aid. Alright. Now everyone wants to fight that guy first, but I say we should all be attacking this one.
Not here to make friends.
Engage. Engage. Can you go for it? You there, can you go for it? Alright, this is doing reasonably well. Of course, this guy's about to use a cleave against us. Let's see. What can I do? Iron tolling against this target. Thank you.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
That seems to have had the desired effect. I'm noticing that my allies seem to have some kind of AI in place, so I will see what I can do about just controlling my own character. Let's try a false pit on you.
everything hurts.
Did she, like, save versus the false pit or something? What about you? What do you got? Not enough. Because the AI used his heal ability, but I have another heal ability that might help. Well, let's continue to fight against the spellcaster. Alright, the caster is down. Who is next on the cutting board? Let us engage this one. Oh, I need you on this side. Healing wisps on him.
Why can't I hit anything?
There we go. Jeez. I hope you're getting... Okay, he has a heal back. Restoring touch on Barrack, please. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. It turns out the answer was going for the caster first. Ha ha ha. It all makes sense to me now. Alright, that one's been taken out, which means this one is left and then this one. All engage the archer. Wait, what? It's still up? I thought it went down. There we go. Now everyone go all in. What do we got? Use this on him, please, because he is very low.
Someone stop.
Okay. On the one hand, I want to...
Watch my bleeding.
I do want to use Barrack's next potion. They used an attack me ability. Oof. Move out of the range of this. They seem to have some kind of penetration power. Alright, what do we have left? Oh, I forgot to buff them up. Oh well, I'll buff them up next time. Debuff that one while we're thinking about it. Alright, we're down to only one foe.
I'll take care of it.
This is useless. I should try something else.
Alright. Why have you not used that ability yet? Heal him now. There we go. Now everything is going according to plan. As soon as... Am I... Oh, I am able to save game in the middle of this. Okay. Cannot save while in combat. Well, to heck with you too, game. Oh, dear. Do I have the ability to throw any... Ah, I do. Good.
I think my wisdom is finally catching up to my age.
Almost down. How pleasant. And this is the moment when the chorus finally gets here.
My armor feels lighter.
Others will follow our example, mark my words. Now you arrive. Alright, this will be my only may attempt at Betray Alliance. If this fails, then I will not attempt to Betray Alliance again. Good. Before we allow this to go any further, let's see, can I upgrade people now? Ooh, I can. Good. Okay. Alright, save. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Very nice, very nice. Okay. We need everyone on... There's only 3 of them? Okay. A 5th Eye... Blood Chanter. I don't like the Blood Chanter. We take out the Blood Chanter, and then we take out the 5th Eye. That's how this is gonna go. Alright, now it's time to use the potions that we have left. Alright. I do not like how this is playing out so far. It looks like we're going to lose, in which case I will have no choice but to tolerate the Scarlet Chorus as our permanent ally if I can't make this work. There we go.
On my command.
All right, that is accomplished. Now we need to use the iron one. What is it? I don't see it. Did we already use it? That would be awkward. Iron tolling upon this fool.
Stand together!
Flawless.
There we go. Let's go after that one then for a while. But you are low again, which is unfortunate. On you, please. What does she think she's doing? I'm a little bit confused, but that's okay. I do not know what makes the most sense right now, so we will heal up Barik. Alright. We are doing marginally better than last time, even if she is about to go down. Would you mind walking away a little bit? Whoa, he is attacking. That is not good. I do not like that. Why? This is not going to work out for us. Drink your potion. Painful, that is what this is. Alright, you're switching targets to him. Because he is targeting the healer, and that's bad. How pleasant! We're actually doing it now. Do you have any heals left? You have a potion. Good. You are still... You're probably going to go down, but that's okay. We're fireballing this guy. Double fireball.
They won't even get close.
How excellent. We're actually doing it. First try. First try! At least first try after I got past the battle before this. I'm looking forward to this.
That one rattled.
Oh no. Take that, please. And we have no further... Okay, we'll have to do it this way. This is going to be problematic. Very difficult.
Behind.
Alright. How are we so far? Buff him. She already used Spectral Blur, so... Terminate this guy, please.
You got it.
I'm afraid Barik might be about to go down, but I'm not sure. Blur him, please. I am not sure what to do at this point.
Not a problem, boss.
Oh, is he dead? Did we do it? Anarchy, friends! Pure anarchy! The clatter and madness of combat has finally ceased. Ascension Hall is, for a moment, tranquil. You have gained wrath with Vendrian Guard, you have gained wrath with Disfavored, and you have gained wrath with Scarlet Chorus. In spite of her wounds, Ari is laughing, holding her guts together while a steady trickle of blood seeps between her fingers. You have doomed us and handed the tears to Kairos. I hope you and all the other pillaging whores choke on your victory. This is just as the voices of Nerat warned. Never... The chorus commander pauses to a cough, slightly lifting his mask to spit several teeth to the floor. Ever trust a servant of the law. Even if this is my end, know that the chorus will make you regret this betrayal. With those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days on end tapers off into nothing. Your mind returns to a state of quiet you have not felt since before you proclaimed the edict upon Vendrian's well. I lay claim to Ascension Hall. Let us be free of this edict. You feel a tug in your chest as a warm energy begins to form around you. Before you know it, you feel as if you are lighter than air. What has happened? Well then. What the heck is going on? We've been teleported? Did we just get teleported? Ah, now this. Reach maximum wrath with a faction. Oh no. I have been teleported to the top of the tower? What is happening? Oh my goodness. I'm told that this is not actually playing the game on hard mode. This is just, oh goodness gracious, I need to save game. You blink away the last of the luminescent trails in your field of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. High winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lungs. Is this? Lantry looks out to the horizon, wide-eyed with excitement. Yes, this must be the spire. When was the last time? Lantry's eyes look down over the ledge, dumbstruck by the vertical plunge. Lantry backs away from the edge. I may need to retch. This is certainly a change. The wind ruffles the feathers in her hair, and Verse quickly smooths them down. A damn cold change. She peers over the edge. Think I could land on my feet if I jumped? Not that it would matter for long. Kairos, be merciful. What now? Barak spins around on his feet, looking about, trying to take in as much as he can through the narrow visors of his helmet. Every way you look, mountains rise up and along the distant horizon. The rivers and forest below bring to mind maps of Vendrian's well, and you quickly trace the Matani, the Irinev, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagined it, this is indeed the pinnacle of the spire at Vendrian's well. How did we get all the way up here? Ari strains to stand, clutching her side. Nerat, help me! Somebody! The fifth eye staggers about in the high winds, looking in every direction. Is this some sort of illusion? The edict is gone, and I don't think we're dead, Lantry shrugs. We all could feel the edict passing. No doubt the soldiers below are sensing it too, and the Archons as well. I claim this spire as my lawful court. So you do, though I fear that words carry more weight in Tunan's court than they do here. The fifth eye draws his sleeve across the nose of his mask in a childlike fashion. I'm sure the voices of Nerat will know your every thought when he devours your mind, but I'd be happy to deliver any parting words from the wicked, treacherous Fatebinder in the meantime. He glances around, assuming I can leave this elevated prison. Go through the portal and send the voices of Nerat my watch. No telling how stable it is, but look closely and you'll see images of Ascension Hall in the haze. Well, if you have trained eyes, that is. Of course, even if it's not stable, the alternative is jumping, so what do we have to lose? Ah, yes. The fifth eye taps his mask in a semblance of deep thought. The currents of magic glow as fire to our eyes. Strange that you saw this first. I am not a lawbreaker, apparently. Oh my. I wish Caleb was here to give me some advice on which of these three to select. Or perhaps Dave. Dave's advice would also be useful. I can tell the voices of Nerat to stay away from the spire, tell the Archon that I am the superior foe, or I could tell the Archon that he should smile every once in a while. I'm inclined to feel... I am inclined to feel a little bit authoritative. I do not feel inclined to taunt him too much. Tell the voices of Nerat to stay away from my spire. I'm sure he'll be overjoyed to refuse your request, my tenacious Fatebinder. Best of luck on your treachery-filled campaign to obscurity. He steps toward the shimmering portal and then turns back at the last second, covering his eyes with both hands in a clownish manner. He opens them again, revealing his mask amid the storm of his wriggling fingers. He sees you. The final word on the matter spoken, the fifth eye backs into the shimmering portal and disappears. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot the Vendrian guard captain bracing herself to stand, clutching her wounds and steadying her footwork against the high winds. I haven't forgotten you, Captain. Nor did I expect you to. She peers out over the ledge. Let's get this over with, shall we? I could just throw her over the edge, or I can let her live. I can send her over the edge with a parchment in her pack. Certainly a dramatic way to send a message. Or I can let her live with an "I'm going to regret letting you live, aren't I?" Or I can be "leave now." Or I can simply execute her now. Leave now. Taken off guard by your words, Ari clutches her chest, her face turning pale. You would, even after? Perhaps realizing it's best not to argue or test your mercy further. She bows as best she can manage with her wounds. Thank you, Fatebinder. Your clemency is more than I deserve. Don't suppose you have any of that mercy left for old me? The Tidecaster bows on one knee, lowering her gaze. I know I'm an oath-breaker, so my word isn't what it used to be, but I promise if you spare me, I will serve you well. Serve me well, and all can be forgiven. If you will have my fealty, it is yours. I, Ebb of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Darian Blackwell. She dips in a formal bow. I will serve and obey so long as you have need or want of my skills. Party manager. Oh, lovely. It insists that I can only have 4 people in my party. Well, the fact that these 2 leveled up and she did not seems to make my decision for me. What is she capable of? I suppose I need to...
Goodbye to you too.
I'll tack homeward. See you there. No doubt this'll prove interesting. I'll tack homeward. See you there.
As far as gangs go, I've seen worse.
I will return to our holdfast at once. At your service.
Be seeing you, Fatebinder. Here to serve.
Goodbye to you too.
Okay. I can't remove myself, I'm afraid.
No doubt this'll prove interesting.
Alright, we'll see how this goes. That said, she might be counted as a healer type. At which point it would be curious to find out how she compares to Lantry. I will accept this for now. I still haven't had a chance to save my game. Benrian's well has fallen for the 2nd time since the conquest began, but not in any way that Kairos' forces could have anticipated. This is pretty good. You claimed Ascension Hall for yourself, startling your Scarlet Chorus allies and throwing the battle into disarray. While the voices of Nerat is amused by your foolhardy stunt, that won't stop him from killing you over it. Though you stepped out from under the Overlord's shadow, you nevertheless satisfied the terms of the edict. Removing the death sentence from everyone in the valley, no sooner had this peace settled than a new danger eclipsed, the civil war between Kairos' forces. With the threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turned their attention away from the Citadel and toward each other. The tensions that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus armies clashed iron and bronze in a hasty, disorganized battle. The voices of Nerat and his officers escaped to the Stone Sea, leaving their conscript army to carry on their fight against the disfavored. Before the conflict could claim further lives, Graven Ash and his disfavored legion broke camp and withdrew to their fortress in the Blade Grave. Both armies turned their backs to the Spire, your new, unassailable seat of power. You can feel the Archon's boiling hatred from the pinnacle. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spread that the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored turned on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired instead to continue fighting. The Archon's feud has heralded the collapse of Kairos' offensive. Tunon, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his Fatebinder to return to court at the Bastard City and report on his actions in Vendrian's Well. Let us see. I have 1 full hour left. From the top of the spire, you can make out the distant features of Vendrian's Well and the mountains beyond. A few vague, twisted lines of purple and red show the retreat of Kairos' forces. Safe to say your Lord Tunon will want to hear of what's transpired. Noted I should make haste to the Bastard City. The dizzying energy from the spire falters. Whatever force awoke the powers that reside here gutters and fades, though a faint hum persists in the sculpture at the center. The humming from the curious sculpture pulses and builds in volume as if to draw your attention. I see. I finally have an opportunity to save my game. Oh, it auto-saved at the spire. How very nice. I'll save a noof. Ah, what have I gotten myself into? Oh me, oh my. Well, this has certainly been interesting.
Will do.
Right, she is leveled up. Interesting. I am not clear on what her powers are. This actually makes me want to examine all of the... Am I at maximum... Ooh, I'm at maximum wrath with the Vendrian Guard. I still have favor at Lethian's Crossing. Lantry has loyalty and fear. Barrack is less loyal. Verse is fairly loyal and fearful. Ebb is loyal to a degree. Siren is listed as a companion. How peculiar. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Graven Ash hates me. D. Strange how the disfavored hate me more than the Scarlet Chorus. Right. Very interesting. I do hope I get the opportunity to kill him. Let's see. Now we have Ebb. Ebb is leveling up. I need to know what she's good at, though, and that's the problem. What is she good at? Magic Staff. Well, let's just go ahead and upgrade. Whoa, there we go. She's a mage. That makes sense. Save. From here we have... It perhaps makes more sense to make her a kind of... Repelling blast, fluid body, arcane missile. Interesting. Tidal versus Gravelight. I see. Oh, that. Well, she used that during the fight, so I may as well enable her to still have that ability. We have 2 more points. Fluid body. Arcane missile. Terrata may as well just focus on the tidal aspect. Requires 1 talent point spent. Gain a bonus to all frost damage dealt. Damage belt dealt by magic staves. She appears to be a removes debuffs kind of character. I do not see... I don't see very much in the flavor of proper healing. So I suppose she's a water-based nuker, or at least debuffer. Interesting. Gain a bonus to damage dealt by magic staves. This seems reasonable. Alright. Whatever you did in Ascension Hall in Vendrian as well has given you the power to interact with the Spire. Before you ascended the Spire, you had a vision when the edict broke. Understanding this vision might help you better grasp this new power you have acquired. The teleporter that brought you to the top of the mountain spire at Vendrian as well has shut off and left you stranded atop the pillar. Perhaps the strange device at its center might hold the key to activating it once again. All right. Which reminds me. Don't I have... records, tutorials, quests, biography, tutorials, missives, here we are. Go back. Whoops. It will not let me see the alternative replies. I am confused. So does that mean that it sent the... I am most confused here. Tunon neither favors nor is wrathful towards me. Alright, well, let us go and examine this device. On closer inspection, a series of symbols carved around the base of the structure come into view. One symbol pulses with a blue-white glow. The pattern resembles the glowing lines of light seen on the floor of Ascension Hall, moments before you found yourself transported above the clouds. As you stare at the symbol, the chill of the wind abates and your chest swells with warmth. The air finally feels welcoming, your lungs sated at last. I'd be careful going any closer, though this whole tower is humming with energies that we don't understand. Lantry holds his quill poised above a sheet of parchment with anticipation. Now, I didn't say back away. Let's find out what it does. Just be cautious. I can feel power running through this place. Ebb surveys the surroundings. her gaze sweeping to the object at the center. You can sense the magic of the spire even from down below, but up here, this close to the axis of the spire, the deluge of energy is numbing. Feel dizzy. Do you feel dizzy? Barak massages the brow of his helmet, causing a howl of grinding iron to echo across the expanse. What is this? The surface of the stone edifice trembles at your words. For a brief moment, the solid rock undulates. The same motion as a quiet pond rippled by rain. An echo bounces back from afar, your voice distorted and unfamiliar. Is this thing? Your voice, for a moment there, it sounded like song. The sculpture is once again still. There is a rush of warmth through your body, a jolt of enervation that steadies your balance. A barrage of tactile sensation floods your mind as you feel footsteps and wind, but not on your face or your limbs. A moment later, the flood of information begins to make sense. You are feeling the wind against the spire, and even the weight of your own feet, as if the spire were a second spine. With this connection made, you feel your awareness pull from this place, not as a traveler, but as one glimpsing the world from impossibly far away. In this moment, there is nothing you cannot see, though you see it nearly all at once in a flood of sensation that is difficult to parse. You see a spire at the crossing of an ancient stone structure, two walls extending off into the distance. At the base of this eternal spire, settlers and merchants act in every way unconcerned, toiling under the observation of unforgiving taskmasters. As the shadow of the spire falls over them, the mood changes. The settlers pause in shared unease and look up at the sky toward you. Some of the faces looking at you are familiar, and you recognize this place as Lethian's Crossing, where you served during the war. Near this settlement, built at the joining of the ancient walls, you see a breach in the massive masonry, a cleft into the forbidden, hidden realm within the old walls. I see. Drift into the old wall's entrance. Shadows envelop you, muting all sound and vision with slight delay. There is a feeling of perversion, of wrongness. Whatever arcane power is allowing your senses to drift free of your body seems to falter in this place. Figures haunt the stone walls, drifting emanations of cloud, claw, and fang. They pay you no heed, but you fear them all the same. In the depths of this forbidden place, the deepest chamber is bathed in light. An arcane symbol illuminates the floor, though the details hurt your eyes when you focus. With a gentle tug, your focus pulls back to a new horizon, though it takes you a moment to recognize it as Vendrian's well. You've returned to the awareness of your immediate surroundings. The effect leaves you unsteady on your feet. Drift closer to the spire. The spire feels similar to the one you now occupy, though instead of radiating arcane life, it reeks of dust and crumbling stone. A branch withering once pulled from its tree, it reaches for you with a barely perceptible tug. The link between you and the spire recedes. The arcane bond is still present, but the mystical energies, for the moment, are quiet. Your body flooded with excitement and fatigue. It's unclear whether the mystic connection is strengthening you or siphoning. The tower offers nothing by way of answer, and you know that asking would only yield more silence and mystery. The deluge of sensation is over, but the positions of the other spires still linger in your mind. From your vantage point atop the mountain spire, you can easily spot the mysterious structures, each of them rising high above their distant surroundings. Did you sense that? Lantry signs a long sigil in the air, squinting at you as he works his cantrip. The ripples are everywhere. When you move, the magic of this place stirs and churns. That portal over there, those burning braziers, they all grow more intense as you approach. I think it's responding to your presence. Hate to interrupt the wool gathering, but you did just resolve one of Kairos' edicts, which is at least as remarkable as ascending a spire. Am I the only one who thinks they might be related? Barrack plants his feet and crosses his arms. As the lawful holder of this spire, it is your duty to find out as much about it as possible. That includes understanding edicts as well. If you forget your responsibilities, I'll be only too happy to remind you. Investigate the spires. Find a way to the Lethian's Crossing Spire. Interesting. We've received a missive from Bled and Mark. Let's take a look at this one. It appears you've gotten yourself into a bit of trouble, but was it treachery or merely a misstep? In the heat of combat, gut intuition is not infallible. I'll give you that. Of course, most do understand there'll be a little more than a warm splatter on the ground, should they decide to fight both foe and ally at once. Your saving grace is the Spire's awakening, which has floored even the Adjudicator. However, if you defy the Overlord again, the court will have no choice but to also openly denounce you. I would caution you to tread more carefully should you truly wish to walk among the righteous and chosen. This path you now skirt is one of darkness and death. Will you keep closer to the light or the shadows, as they say? Choose correctly, or I'll be compelled to kill you, as I have slain countless detractors and archons before. Understand? However, perhaps most luckily for you, as an acting agent of the court, you still have a chance for redemption. Your penchant for mayhem has brought discord on our conquest and ired our allies. Should you become caught by one of them, my guess is they'll have an interesting punishment awaiting you. Come to an agreement with Ash or Nerat, and we all would rest easier. Do hurry if you'd like to live a little longer. Bled and Mark, Archon of Shadows and Court Blade. Interesting. Hold the missive over candlelight. Kid, you've got guts. I'll give you that. Of course, there'll be little more than a warm splatter on your spire's floor if you defy the Overlord again. So openly, I would caution you to tread more carefully should you truly wish to walk this path of darkness. Keep closer to the shadows, as they say, or I'll be compelled to kill you, as I have slain countless detractors and archons before. Understand? However, perhaps most luckily for you, your penchant for mayhem has caught my interest. Come to Ash Weald if you'd like to live a little longer. Well then, the plot thickens. The plot thickens indeed. Accept his advice. The missive is archived. Well then, well then. This has gotten interesting. Alright, the Archon of Shadows is apparently a fan of your work in Vendrian as well, and wishes to help you further your ascension in Tears. He wants to speak with you at Ashweald. It seems that perhaps it is best to go talk to him first, seeing as he gave me a coded message. Save game again. What have I gotten myself into? Well, here we go. see. How very interesting. Actually, perhaps this is the wrong direction. Perhaps there is something I can do here. The sculpture doesn't respond to your touch, not at the moment, it seems. Okay, so I shall have to return down here. Very well. Ascension Hall or Vendrian Wells Citadel. Instant travel. What is this? Oh. We may have more places we can go. Sentinel Stand, Iron Heath, Burning Library Entrance, Cacophony. What do we have? Bastard City, Sunset Spire. Interesting places. Tunon's Court. Lethian's Crossing. Interesting indeed. Ashweald. It will take you 2 days and 21 hours 15 minutes to complete your journey from Mountain Spire, Vendrian's Well to Ashweald. Accept. Let's go see what we have going on here. Ah. Fascinating. Lines of color emerge from the darkness. What at first appears a vaguely human stain coalesces into focus. Bleeden Mark, Archon of Shadow, emerges from his medium. Long strands of white hair crown his head, trailing down to his shoulder blades, where the white hair loses shape and definition. Becoming a shadowy mist, his red face paint and orange tattoos are the sole patches of warm color on his otherwise dark, ebony skin.
Bleeden Mark. Did I mention I have somewhere else I need to be right now?
Fatebinder, been a while since you saw me, but not since I saw you.
The Archon clears his throat, folding his arms across his chest, with his hands resting above the bandolier of knives girdled across his midsection.
Think before you speak next. I'd hate to have to kill you.
I got your message.
I saw what you did at Ascension Hall. You were right to take matters into your own hands. I can't believe the audacity of Ash and Narat, squabbling while an edict looms overhead, endangering all their vassals. You were right to treat such infantile antics with justice, raw and bloody. From where I stand, I would say you chose wisely. Why cater to the whims and agendas of questionable friends? Why whore your power for the approval of others? Allies are just enemies with great patience. Free yourself of such distractions and make your own way.
Why are you so interested in helping me?
Boredom, maybe. Old scores to settle. Plus, you're a member of the court, even if in questionable standing. That makes you family, of a type. Of course, I plan to use you to accomplish a few things I want done. Anyone who says otherwise lacks initiative or honesty.
I see. Make my own way. What exactly do you mean by that?
Aside from the merry band you have following you, you're not exactly crawling with friends at the moment. You could keep to this lone hawk routine, but the other Archons will be hunting you. Or you could maybe accept a little help from the shadows, grow strong enough to hunt them back, and live to see the next several hundred years.
So what are you suggesting I do next?
If you really want your freedom from Tunon and the others, you'll need to become something the Archons cannot obliterate without breaking a sweat. There are a few relics around the tiers that, if they wound up in your hands, might give you a fighting chance.
Alright.
The Burning Library holds a very important treasure, the Silent Archive. There's much the sages do not know, but all that they know should be contained within the archive. Retrieve it, and in so doing, end the Edict of Fire.
You telling me to go grab a book full of criminal teachings? Think I'll fall for that setup? I still have a save game I can revert to if this goes badly.
Can't fault you for being suspicious. You'll need that skill if you want to live. And yes, I'm telling you to go nab a relic filled with heretical lore. I didn't say brag to Tunon about it. And if I wanted to trick you into holding incriminating evidence, I can think of easier ways.
I like this guy. I really like this guy. And after that...
Assuming you don't get yourself charred to a crisp, meet me here again after, and we'll discuss what comes next.
Alright. What do you gain from the Edict of Fire ending? Nothing aside from confirmation that I can trust you with difficult tasks. It's what you want to believe, of course. Alright. I want to know more about the other Archons. Perhaps you should ask them your questions directly, but I suppose I could divulge a bit. Depends on whom you had in mind. What are your thoughts on, Tunon? If you want to know, ask the old man himself. If he doesn't want to tell you, you weren't meant to know. Graven Ash. He's not the first to wear the title of Archon of War, and I doubt he will live long enough to be the last. He is an unusual creature, focusing on the training and betterment of his soldiers over his own well-being, so he's something of a tool. But a dependable tool all the same. What's Graven Ash's story? Ash was the same bannerman in the Northern Kingdom, and while his countrymen were butchered in the war, his band were a killing shadow in the mountains. When his army trapped and slew Blood Echo, prior Archon of War, he went from backwater marshal to hero of a dying kingdom and #1 target for the other Archons. Nerat was supposed to execute Ash, but Ash survived, and that made Kairos very eager to recruit Ash. All we had to do was offer amnesty to his legion. Everybody has a price. What do you know about the voices of Nerat? I long for the day Tunon hands me the writ of execution for the Archon of Secrets. I wonder what happens if I cut him deep enough. Will the memories of his victims bleed out? What would that be like? He's clearly crooked. Why hasn't Tunon ever sentenced him to death and done us all a favor? Well, where'd he come from? He was some noble heir from some swampy nowhere fiefdom that was next on Kairos' list of places to enslave. His family took up arms to defend their lands from Kairos. Well, that was their intention, at least. Nerat sold out his family, tortured them, and interrogated them all, and gave the troop movements to servants of the Archon of Misery. What about Siren? We found her shortly after you came to the court. Her wild talents of manipulation blossomed very young. When I delivered her to the Imperial Palace, I was half certain Kairos would dispose of the problematic child. Much to my surprise, Kairos let the girl live, though I suppose the Overlord has taken greater risks on more dangerous talents. She is still young and may prove loyal and germane, but I envision a day she takes that helmet off and I'm summoned to end her. I'd like to know why you're helping me. Then you must acclimate yourself to ignorance. Why do you do the things you do, kid? Do you hate doing what others tell you to do? Is the world full of idiots and none seem worthy of your grace and cooperation? I'm adhering to my duty to uphold justice. I just have my own style of it. Now that I get. Justice is little more than a fancy name for the biggest, baddest power in town. I'm helping you because you're a bit of an unpredictable shit, and I'm old and bored, tired of straining at the end of my leash. Surprises are all that keep the days interesting. That and you're technically a member of the court, so as am I, so honor demands that I guide and mentor you, or at least try to before putting you down. You're helping me because you're bored? I like this guy. I really like this guy. I don't believe it. Believe whatever makes you happy, kid. Alright, let's talk about something else. You're too curious for your own good, kid. I'll see you later. For now, take this and think on it. His right hand darts forward, and a sharp pain ribs through your ribcage. Your first thought is that you've been stabbed, but when you grab for the wound, it's only his fist you feel, gripped tight. A folded parchment tucked between his knuckles. You take the parchment, and the Archon finishes the handoff with a shove. Sigil of marking, accent. Run along, Yan. Try not to get killed. Okay then, well, that happened. Alright, we received a new message from Tunon. I have received word that your former allies have rescinded your welcome among their camps. Accusations of treachery and sedition hound you. I receive daily demands that I hold you accountable with a public trial and execution. I have assured all that I would investigate these claims thoroughly. Be warned that we all inevitably answer for our choices. You are no exception. In the meantime, I understand that Bledden Mark has taken particular interest in you. I trust there is no need to illustrate the implications of his attention. Tunon the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. You mean I cannot... may send a reply? Well... Very well. Let us depart this place, then. Save game. What happens if I go to court? Save. It is 8:30. I have 30 more minutes on my clock for this. All right. Bastard City. Let's see what happens if I go to court. Actually, cancel for now. Am I able to swap... Am I able to swap party members now, or no? Okay, I think I need to return to the... Alright, let's head out for the map. Mountain Spire. Accept. Your journey is interrupted by the feral howls of a hunting pack of beastmen. Their leader is an impressive specimen, her mane black as night and her body scarred from battle. Well, that happened. How annoying. What is this going to be? My first encounter with beastmen. Before you towers a massive creature of fur and flesh, her short black snout snuffling in the air.
Know this scent. Stench of blood, sweat battle, iron and death. Smells like alpha. Smells of strength. But is male.
The beast woman cocks her head to one side, eyes bright with curiosity and red as fresh blood. Those eyes rove your body up and down, darkening with a sudden heat, with the look that a predator bestows its prey.
Been stalking human centrail. Have ranged many more than 5 nights through tribe and human territories of Tyr's land, hunting for human called Fate Binder. For human who woke Horizon Rock called Mountain Spire. Have hunted hot high, cold low, wet dry. Traipsed far until paws bled, but always human who smelled of alpha evaded beast woman. Had to slink through shadows, fast, quick, without rest to catch delicious prey at last.
She tongues her blade sharp, discolored fangs and exhales a pleased growl. Your markings must be from the Shadow Hunter tribe.
Fate Binder knows tribes of beast women. Curious human. Male who smells of alpha and knows of Shadow Hunter tribe. Best tribe. Lost tribe of kills in shadow.
Slap kills in shadow in the face. Introduce yourself properly before I lose my patience.
I do not see. Am beast woman. Am best hunter. Kills in shadow. Daughter of mystic brood mother. Relict. Alpha to pack of stone whelps.
Explain yourself. What is it you want? Should I just slap her? I mean, I did just save game, so I could presumably get away with it. What is it you want?
Humans.
The beast woman's nostrils flare wide and her eyes brighten with amusement.
No human called Fate Binder. Kairos breeds words on paper. Fate Binder binds words to earth and sky. Makes ground tremble. Makes night cry, blood and fire. Fate Binder pisses in Kairos' name, but is not slain. Stole Horizon Rock called Spire. Spat at Archons, yet lives. Fate Binder is strong. Smells of mystic iron death. Is vaster, tougher than rest of Kairos' kith.
So maybe you've heard of me.
Kairos hunts human realms to extinction. Rules tribe of blood and ruin, starvation and death. Seeks to slaughter beast women like prey. But beast women are not prey. Are not flighty, feeble-minded humans. Beast women are savage hunters. Bred to fight kill rot. Like Fateminder who smells of alpha. Strong always kill weak, then grow weak. Killed is migration life. But kills in shadow is not weak now. Will not be weak for many long seasons. Will join Fatebinder and survive Kairos' tribe.
You'd side with the enemy to survive.
Enemy? No enemy. Only competition. Only strong tribes and weak tribes. Only win or die. Adapt to survive.
If you want to join me, it'll have to be as my beta. I'm not sure what that implies, though. That's a little bit peculiar. Like... that is peculiar, because if you want to join me, it'll have to be as my beta. I don't know beast person speak, so that sounds like, I don't know beast persons speak. I don't know what that implies, but I guess I'll say it anyway.
Kills and Shadow is not beta. But even alphas submit to stronger-willed primas. Many packs make a tribe. Is this not a thought humans also understand? Beast Woman will follow Fatebinder. Will not dominate. Unless Fatebinder begins to smell weak.
Fine, but keep your nose to yourself. The Beast Woman huffs and turns to address her pack.
Shadow will not shelter stone whelps anymore. Scamper and flee! Do not want to see shadows lurking, stalking behind. Barb cleft his leader now.
The pack hesitates, causing Kills in Shadow to emit a low, menacing growl.
Will not like if Kills and Shadow catches sight or scent of stone mongrels again.
Alright. Well, this has gotten interesting. Okay, well.
Fatebinder.
Level 6? Holy crap, we just recruited a big one. Okay. Accept. Well, this is getting intriguing. Most interesting this has become. But I do believe it is now necessary for us to move on. Jeez. Now, as I recall, I was on my way back to the mountain spire. Because I wanted to touch base with home base. Jeez. I'm going to assume that she is actually, what was her strongest before then? Ability and spell cooldown. Whatever. Let's max out her might. Ravager and Titan. Interesting. Nice. It appears to be a stealth attacker. Sure, let's take, roar at people from stealth. That'll be fun. Ooh, that is interesting. Improved unarmed damage. I can always take improved damage. Why not? Armor penetration to unarmed attacks. Huh. A bonus to subterfuge, eh? I'll take it. Okay. Not you. What is this? Spire rest bonus. Okay. Let us swap out. You okay? Darkened even further.
You betrayed Graven Ash, the Legion, and our northern countrymen. As far as I'm concerned, you are a traitor to this campaign.
All the powers. I could go with the Athletics 23, that would be funny. Right. Well, this is a conversation I didn't expect to have. I mean, this is the truth. All of the powers behind this war failed to impress me.
And you made no choice whatsoever. Well done. You will find that... Let us be clear on one point. You have my blade, but my heart belongs to Ash and the North. I am a weapon bound to you only by duty. Nothing more.
I was hoping to swap out the, How do I go about swapping... let's see how this works out over here.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Do you think I made the right decision?
Claiming Vendrian's well and kicking everyone out? It took brass balls the size of the Gates of Judgment, but I don't fault you. If the siege was really that badly mismanaged, then I don't see that you had any other choice. It'll make you more enemies than friends in the long run, but friends are overrated. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals,
Good grief.
deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Let's be off. Now if I could just get this thing to swap out the... How do I get the party to change? I am a little bit confused on that point. Let's see, how do I get the party to change? Oh dear, what about Tunon? Does Tunon have an opinion about me or no? I do not see an opinion from Tunon. How very strange. But how do I control my party? Oh dear. I would like to swap out my party, but I do not know how. To the west you see the shining spire of Lethian's Crossing, indeed. Let us see. What does this get me? Interesting. Alright, alright. Minimap, chat log, combat log. Do any of these explain how to... Alright. Alright, that's very nice. But how do I... Or camp with a spire if you've unlocked it. You've acquired your first spire. This spire will be your home base as you adventure through the lands of Kairos' Tears. Your spire gives you a free location to rest and recover from your travels. As you acquire more spires, you will discover additional functionality. Okay. Store. Yes, yes. Level up. I understand level up. Stealth. Yep, yep. But how do I... Okay, so that's just the pause button. Why does their moon look like a Death Star? I do not understand why their moon looks like a Death Star. The question at hand is how do I... Alright, how does this work? Camping supplies. I don't need camping supplies. What I need is to figure out how to swap... How do I swap party members? I want to swap party members.
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need?
Alright. I find myself in need of an accomplished
Point me in the
killer.
right direction. I'll cut.
Alright, finally. Now I have it figured out.
Attack
You
homeward. See you
out, you in, you out, you in. Accept. And the reason for this is I am getting ready to head to court. That being said, I am starting to run short on time, so I suppose I will save game again. Once again, I save under the file, what happens if I go to court? Boop. Accept. Now, let's go to court. I am going to go explain my actions. Who do I talk to here? Do I go all the way over here to find Tunon? Who is this? Tunon. Very well. Let's see what this results in.
Fatebinder, your return to court is later than I expected. Were it not for Bled and Mark offering to vouch for your actions, I would have stripped you of title and the protections of Kairos.
Tunon, Archon of Justice, regards you from his podium. I apologize for the delay, Your Honor.
Accepted. Don't make a habit of truancy in the future. It's unbecoming for an officer of the court. Let us speak of Ascension Hall. We have all manner of discordant and conflicting stories to piece together. In your own words, tell the court what transpired.
The conduct of the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus displeased me greatly. I ended the siege as I saw fit.
Even if that meant alienating your former allies, driving a rift between the court and the military, and potentially upending what we've spent 3 years building together. I wish I shared your confidence, Fatebinder. The court will ponder the testimonies we've received, and judge the matter in its proper course. For the time being, you will continue to travel on your own accord and dispense justice to both sides of this civil war. If your presence is required here in court, we will find you. You are dismissed.
Well, that was more straightforward than expected. Very well. What do we have going on here? It is now 8:51. I am curious what the pink rabbit has to say about tulpas. Oh my. Let us see, let us see. I believe that all I have time for now is to speak with Landry, and then I must end.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. You've made a lot of enemies during the Battle of Vendrian's Well. If the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus stop fighting each other, one or both might get the notion to crush you underfoot. There is hardly any opposition to Kairos left in the tiers, yet this civil war forestalls any formal close to this conquest. I can't imagine the Overlord is amused by these recent events.
I think the Overlord is waiting for someone strong to take charge. That will be me.
A very bold sentiment. But you are correct. The Overlord puts great stock in those with initiative and strength. Why else would Kairos keep around a henchman like the Voices of Nerat? Think of it this way. You took control of Vendrian's Well, angered the Archons, and Kairos hasn't killed you yet. Given how the Overlord works, I'd say your continued existence is an argument that you have Kairos' tacit approval. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380.
Twisting Grasses. I wish it gave more information on those.
In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Interesting. Noted. Now let's get going. It is now time, I think, for me to end. Since I unexpectedly only had 2 hours for this stream, if I want to see what shenanigans are going on with presumed non-occultists having opinions or attempting occult behavior, we will see what happens next. At any rate, to go further, I have a special stream planted for All Hallows Eve. That is an archaic way of saying Halloween. A holiday which is also conflated with Samhain, although, according to my understanding, it is not actually on the precise day of traditional Samhain. No, the precise day of traditional Samhain would be either the day of the first frost in a land, or the first full moon after the first frost. Nevertheless, I hope it will be an interesting stream. Until then, I am Chris the Space-Time Sorcerer, and this has been Tyranny. See you next time.